ever expressed a negative feeling to someone and been told to cheer up or look on the bright side?
Well, if you have, you might be experiencing toxic positivity, and that is what we are talking about on the show today. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Laura Mishcon, and this is Self-Care Club. Toxic positivity is the belief that no matter how awful or difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset, even in response to events where sadness would be a natural and normal reaction. Instead, positivity is encouraged as a way of coping. It happens when people believe that negative thoughts about anything should be avoided.
Of course, we all know that having a positive outlook on life and being optimistic are good for your well-being and mental health. The problem is life isn't always rainbows and sunshine. Is it not? I thought it was.
Not all the time.
We all experience painful emotions and situations at some points in our lives. These emotions are all part and parcel of the rich diversity of life. Despite being challenging, they need to be deeply felt and dealt with in an open and honest way in order to process them and eventually accept them and move forward in a way that is psychologically healthy.
Toxic positivity rejects all difficult emotions and instead promotes a cheerful facade that's all false and overlooks and dismisses your true feelings and how you wish to express yourself. It takes positive thinking and it twists it to an extreme. It not only pushes the importance of optimism, but it minimises and even denies any trace of human emotion that isn't purely happy or positive. This good vibes only approach to life, therefore, also denies people the support that they need to cope with whatever it is they might be facing.
You might be wondering at this point if you have ever encountered toxic positivity in your own life. It can come in a variety of ways. Should we play a game, Lauren?
Oh, yeah.
I'll express something that's happened and you respond with toxic positivity.
Okay.
Okay? So, I can't believe it. I got sacked today, totally out of the blue, and my last day is tomorrow.
Well, you know, there are loads of other jobs out there, so just stay positive, Nicole.
So this might be meant with sympathy, but it totally shuts down anything that the other person might want to say about what they are feeling, like shock, worry, confusion.
Yeah.
All things that are really important to express and work through. So what could you say instead, Lauren?
Wow, it's hard when bad things happen like that. How can I help you?
Oh, that's nice.
That's better, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, number 2.
Yep.
We were just about to plan our holiday for next month, and now I've got to have an operation, so we can't go.
Well, you know, everything happens for a reason. Maybe you weren't supposed to go on that holiday.
Or it could be like, well, you're lucky you can go on holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is so dismissive and demeaning, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the result of that, people will make such statements because they believe that they are being comforting.
Well, I don't think that, well, you're lucky you can go on holiday is comforting. I think that's just mean.
Yeah. This is also a way of avoiding the other person's upset or pain by saying, well, everything happens for a reason. It's just diminishing someone's feelings.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah. So what could you say instead?
Oh, I'm really sorry you've got to have an operation. It must be so disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. No one wants to have an operation.
No.
So number 3, I feel so sad that I'm in my mid-40s and I'm still single. It really gets me down sometimes.
Well, you know, happiness is a choice.
Oh.
Do you know, that is something I have had quite a few times in my life.
Happiness
I find it really
is a choice.
patronising. Yeah.
At times when you're trying to express something.
Yeah, or someone else is... It's happened to me a lot when someone's been moaning about someone else and then they go, well, you know, they choose not to be happy. Happiness is a choice.
Well, some people do choose not to be happy.
Agreed.
They do.
But not all.
No. And not if you're like going through something
Yeah.
and being single in your 40s and wanting to talk about it is absolutely okay.
Or just expressing that sometimes it makes you feel a bit down. That's all right.
Well, the thing is, whatever your situation is in life, it is okay to be down, no matter where you are in life. Even if you've got everything you could possibly ever want for, it is part of the human experience to feel worry or to feel concern or to feel low.
Sure.
I mean, the trick is not to stay there forever, But you have to work through negative emotion. That's part of being a human being.
Yeah.
So to say that happiness is a choice, this suggests that if someone is feeling negative emotions, it's their own fault for not, in inverted commas, choosing to be happy.
Yeah.
So what can you try instead?
You could just say something like, it's completely valid that you feel like that, and I'm here for you on the bad days. You can just call me and we can have a chat.
Nice.
At their best, toxic positivity statements come off as trite platitudes that let a person off the hook for dealing with other people's feelings. And at their worst, these comments end up causing feelings of shame and blame in people who are often dealing with incredibly difficult situations.
Now, often these statements are well-intentioned, and sometimes people just don't know what else to say and don't know how to empathise. But it is important to recognise that toxic positivity can be harmful, because when you are trying to share genuine human emotion and find unconditional support, instead your feelings are being dismissed, ignored, or totally invalidated.
Yeah.
This is such a trigger point for me.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm actually having like a visceral reaction to this.
Being on the receiving end of toxic positivity can also lead to feelings of shame, because it sends the message that what you're feeling isn't acceptable. When you're in emotional pain, you need to feel that your family and your friends are providing some relief and love. That's the whole point of having family and friends. And it also causes guilt, because you're made to feel as if you're not finding a way to feel positive, even when coping with something is hard. You're doing something wrong. So it just avoids any authentic human emotion, and it allows anyone to sidestep emotional situations that make them feel uncomfortable.
And here's something else that you might not have thought about. We can also do it to ourselves. Are you always fine? Yes. I'm looking at you, Mrs. Mishcon. We can internalise our own difficult emotions by discounting, denying, or dismissing them. I'm still looking at you, Lauren. This kind of toxic positivity means we avoid feeling things that might be painful. When we do this, it prevents us with facing up to and dealing with challenging feelings that can ultimately lead to growth and a deeper insight and understanding of ourselves. So it is important to acknowledge what you're feeling, feel what you're feeling, and move through it, isn't it? It's really important, isn't it, Lauren?
Yes, Nicole.
I'm saying that because Lauren is always fine. She's always fine. Okay. And when she's not fine,
she's still fine.
She's always fine. She has to be fine.
Let's talk about the last bit. What if you are the toxically positive person? Oh, it can be subtle. So do you do any of the following things? Brush off problems rather than facing them?
Well, are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah, if you are the person who is toxically positive. Do you minimise other people's feelings because they make you feel uncomfortable?
I'm sure that we all do that at some point.
Do you shame other people when they don't have a positive attitude? And even if it's not meant with any malice, you might want to think about how that could be affecting you and the others around you. So let's get a little bit practical, because you know I love to get a little bit practical. How do we deal with and avoid toxic positivity?
Well, accept that it's okay to not be okay. That is the first thing. It
sounds so easy, doesn't it?
Well, it's not realistic to be okay all the time. It just isn't. And that's just not how being human works. It just is not. Okay? So if someone else doesn't feel okay, that's perfectly acceptable too.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, be realistic about what you feel. When you're coping with a difficult situation, accept. It's normal to feel stressed, worried, or even fearful. Try not to deny your negative emotions. They can provide you with important information that can lead to changes, good changes in your life.
Focus on listening to others and showing support. When someone expresses a difficult emotion, let them know that what they are feeling is normal, and you are there to listen and concentrate on listening and showing support.
Yeah. And lastly, just give yourself permission to feel your feelings and accept whatever they are, all the emotions around it. You don't even have to act on it. Just allow time to just sit and process it.